In the humid twilight of the village, the air usually smelled of wood smoke and jasmine. Tonight it smelled of stagnant water and something metallic, like old coins left in a drain. Pak Amin sat on his porch, his fingers trembling as he counted the crumpled notes in his wallet. For the third time this week, the math didn't add up. It wasn't a lot, a few ringgit here, a stray coin there, but it was the way it vanished. No forced locks, no torn pockets, just gone. He remembered the old warnings. If your wealth leaks like a cracked pot, check the shadows by the floorboards. That night, Amin didn't sleep. He placed a bowl of marbles and a handful of dried beans by the doorway, a desperate trick to distract a restless spirit. He sat in the dark, clutching a prayer bead, watching the moonlight stretch across the linoleum. At 2 in the morning, the floorboards didn't creak, they sighed. A small, slick shape emerged from the darkness of the kitchen. It was the size of a toddler, but its skin was the color of a bruised lime, glistening with a thin, translucent slime. It had no hair, only oversized, bulbous eyes that pulsed with a dull red glow. The Toyol didn't walk, it hopped with a wet, heavy thud. Amin watched, frozen, as the creature ignored the marbles. It wasn't interested in games tonight. It moved toward the cabinet where Amin kept his life savings. The creature's fingers were long, tipped with needle-sharp black claws that clicked against the wood. Suddenly, the Toyol stopped. It turned its oversized head 180 degrees, locking its glowing eyes on Amin. It didn't have a nose, just 2 weeping slits above a mouth filled with rows of needle teeth. It didn't attack. Instead, it let out a sound like a wet sponge being squeezed. "Master is hungry," the creature hissed, its voice a rattling vibration in Amin's chest. "Master wants more than copper tonight." Amin realized then that the Toyol hadn't wandered in. It had been sent. A neighbor's jealousy made flesh. The creature hopped onto Amin's lap, its weight impossibly heavy, like a sack of wet stones. It leaned in, its cold, slimy breath smelling of the grave, and pressed a sharp claw against Amin's thumb. "A drop of red," it whispered, "and I bring you back the gold I took. A pint of red, and I bring you theirs." The next morning, the village was quiet. Amin was seen at the market, his pockets heavy with gold he shouldn't have. He smiled at everyone, but his face was gaunt, and his right hand was wrapped in thick, blood-stained gauze. He looked wealthy, he looked successful, but as he walked, a small, green shadow trailed behind him in the bright afternoon sun, invisible to all but the man who had just traded his soul for a handful of stolen coins. The end.